Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel. Talks about the cars and trucks and SUVs and German Shepherd puppies and dogs and gators and all that good stuff. Wow, look at the pond. Whoa, look at that. I've never seen that before in my pond. Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen my pond that covered in an algae effect. Huh, that's just... Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning to my channel. Hey, come over this way. Don't go that way. Hey, there we go with the dogs. It's every morning, isn't it? Yeah, I appreciate you tuning into my channel. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a hot one today. And oh, my goodness. I've got 3 concrete jobs to do today. And this is going to be like the hottest day of the week. I should have got up 3 hours ago and got going because it's going to be a long day. Got the kid helping out, too. So, oh, come on, Scout. What's this? The exact same scene as yesterday with that dog right there. They were out here just 15 minutes ago doing their thing. And what are they doing besides being a pain in the butt? No, come on back here, Keever. Yeah, I'll turn off the freaking video. This is going to turn into chase the dogs. Come on, Keever, no. He's not usually over this far. And so he'll get the wild ass idea to go through this fence. Come on. Let's go. Get in the barn. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Keever. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. You can go to the bathroom too. There's your master. Hey, get your doggy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's going to go to the bathroom. So this is a dual bathroom time. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, it's the Monday. It's the morning conversations. And what the heck are we talking about today? Right? Besides everything being so doggone expensive, we've been played. Hey everybody, you're being played like never before in your life. You are being played. I'm being played more than ever in our life. Look at this pond. I've never seen a pond like this. It's green. Is there money in that pond? I mean, come on. Wow, this is just crazy. All right, there's a little puppy, so he's going to go hang out with the daughter. So that kind of makes making this video a little easier. But anyways, we got the Gladiator set up for the job today. Got the F-150 Lightning truck set up for the job today. The greenery of the greenery. That's crazy. Wow. Gee whiz. Is the F-150 Lightning truck done charging? It is. So that's a great thing. So cut grass yesterday, isn't it? My camera looks like the front of it's not the greatest. Probably need to clean it off, don't I? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, we're being played. Is anybody... I mean, this is crazy. Do you realize the Fed's getting ready to raise the interest rates again today? I mean, yes. The Fed is getting ready to get the... we're going to be up to like a 5.25%, I guess, Fed rate. And come on, let's go. Get in, Will. And so I just got to think to myself last night. It's like, is it crazy that the Fed keeps on raising rates? And the whole goal was to slow down the economy and to get the prices to come down. Is anybody seeing this? Is anybody seeing a radical reduction in how expensive it is? I mean, I'm not. Is anybody seeing people give houses away? I'm not. Now let's get who the dog did yesterday. See that? The terrorizer dog, right? And I got a busy ass day. I was not even gonna make a video this morning just because I need to leave. I need to leave like right now and get the hell out of here. But yeah, keep it going. Figure out keep my yabba dabba doing. Is that what I do? Yabba dabba do. Need my coffee. And well, my GERD's really kind of got a lot better. Made a huge mistake last night. I had chocolate before I went to bed. And chocolate and GERD, they just don't work. And even I knew last night when I was having some chocolate muffin before I went to bed. So I got probably paid dearly for this tonight. And sure enough, I did. I didn't sleep very well at all last night because that GERD GERD. But anyways, my GERD really has gotten a lot. I've got it under control. It is doing a lot better. So that's the good news. I'm not hacking and coughing as much, so that's the good news. I can drink coffee and not hack and cough as much. So anyways, yeah, I mean, for me, you could just step back for a second and think to yourself that all you've heard from Jerome Powell for the last year and a half, 2 years, is that the Fed's going to raise interest rates to tamper down people's spending habits and the ridiculous pricing that companies are getting away with. I mean, is anybody really figuring out that big business more than ever is dominating the marketplace and controlling the pricing and has raised all the prices? I mean, I just don't. Is anybody really following along that big business is making more money than ever? Ever. General Motors is bragging about how much money they're making off their EV vehicles, while Tesla, in some ways, is sucking wind. So the Fed is going to apparently raise the rate again today, and there's even speculation that in September they may even do another hit. So as money has become more expensive to use and borrow, I mean, I would love to hear a story of anybody watching my channel saying, you know what, man, where you live, it's too rich. Where I live, everybody's going broke. And I just bought that $80,000 F-250 truck for 40 grand. It has 5,000 miles on it. I get it for 40 grand, man. Hey, that house that was $500,000 up the street, I picked that thing up for 250, man. It's happening. I would love to hear these stories. And not that I'd like to hear them for the failure of others, but I would just like to hear that, so the Federal Reserve's plan of raising interest rates to make it much more expensive for you to borrow money has actually played out well, because now you're paying half of what you used to pay for. And so now the money factor isn't as radical because you're paying half. That's not happening. People are still buying things left and right. People are still borrowing money left and right. And now they're paying more than ever, not only for the price of everything, but for the interest rates. I don't think anybody here watching my channel is like, I mean, I'm sure anybody here is like, yeah, I get all this. I know this. But is it being talked about? I mean, is it being talked about in the general public, the general social platforms? I mean, is it being talked about on how, even though the Fed has raised its rates, nothing is going down per se in pricing by any radical means? I mean, this is classic on Zillow in Tennessee. Tennessee's so sad. Tennessee's been ruined. Used to be able to buy a nice house in Tennessee for reasonable money. That's history. Everybody's flocking to Tennessee. Everybody's flocking to Florida. Why do you want to move to Florida? You're a fool if you move to Florida. Somebody's like, what do you mean you're a fool? It is hot as hell. The humidity there will just, the humidity, it's incredible. Up here, after being in Florida for close to a month and living in the sauna, that's what it is. You're in a sauna in Florida, and everybody just lives in their house. They don't go outside. They just sit in their air-conditioned house all day long. But move to sunny Florida so you can live in your house and air condition all day. That's what most people do. If you go outside, you just sweat. You're just soaked standing outside. I worked outside around my parents' house, and I was just drenched, barely even doing any real major tasks. The whole point is, if you move to Florida, why? Why you move to Florida? It's now more expensive than ever to own a home in Florida. It's now more expensive than ever to have home insurance. It's expensive as all get out to have car insurance. Everything on food and gas is through the roof. So what's the incentive to go to Florida? I don't get it. I think a lot of people are going to go down there and be like, wow, this place is ridiculous. It is. There's no incentive like it was years ago. The running joke of living in Florida years ago was people would move there and work for half so they could go to the beach. Yes, I mean, the running joke 30 plus years ago, people would move from the Northeast and move down to Florida, and if you made 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year, you could work there and make 25 or 30, but you got to be at the beach half the time, then you would take the job cut. But the houses were typically like a third to half the money than up north, and everything else, you know, in so many ways wasn't as expensive. And you don't have state income tax. So I mean, there's a lot of things that drew people, but not now. So Tennessee, same thing. You go down to Tennessee. It used to be a very inexpensive place, but here's the point, that you see on Zillow, price cut on a house. So this person has this $800,000 home that it was 805, $805,000. Price cut. It's now $800,000. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, that's embarrassing as a person to even list it and have your realtor go, well, just let the price go down $5,000 on your $800,000 home, and that's gonna lure them in. That's gonna make the difference. People are jumping all over this thing now. I mean, but I see this all the time now in Zillow, where brand new home, it was $540,000. Now it's $530,000. I mean, so it's like, oh wow, whoop-de-doo-dah. So the point is, the Fed's plan, we're being played. The Fed is getting the I guess the banks. I mean, what is going on with the Fed? Who's making all the money off this high interest money, right? So we're paying money. We're paying more than ever to use money, but the things we're trying to buy are still more than ever to purchase. Is it aggravating? Does this stuff aggravate you? And all you hear about is this city administration. So many people will fight tooth and nail to defend this administration. And it's like, you really enjoy paying more for everything? Well, it's not their fault. What do you mean it's not their fault? Do you know what the IRA is? On a guarantee of half or 2/3 or 80% of the people or 90% of the people, you'd argue with somebody about this, and you would say, they would say, IRA, is that some type of fund that you invest in for retirement or something? Or no, this is called the Inflation Reduction Act, aka the New Green Deal, that has all this green agenda stuff attached to it that's extremely expensive to convert to the new green world. And this city administration is going full blown with it, and big business is going full blown with it, and all the green agenda activists and organizations are going full blown with it. And so you are going to have to pay full blown pricing for everything for you to see this transition. And the city administration is pushing it more than ever. So you support you spending more money than ever. Yeah, I mean, and sincerely, forget who's in office. You're supporting an administration and policies that are driving things through the roof to be not affordable for the most people anymore. And that's a whole other article I read about the housing market. The housing market's not going to crash. It's not going to crash. All these realtors out there, the gloom and doomers, it's not going to happen. Because people that bought their houses are locked into low interest rates. They're in good position to own their houses. They've got good equity in their houses. They're not being forced out of their homes to sell them because they're not buried in them. So it's not the same 2008-9 scenario all these people think in this housing market. So what's going on more than ever is people aren't selling their house because they can't afford to buy a different house because the different house is too expensive and the rates are too high. So the whole housing market has a shortage of houses. So the craziness of people having to give up their house, it's not going to happen. So the continued level of very expensive homes is going to continue to play out. But you have all these doomer gloomers. Hey, the real estate market. So the statistics are most people are 65 years or older own a third of the housing in this country. And close to 50% of them outright own the home. Hello. So there's a 2/3 of the variables of other people. But once again, I have many friends that are my age, younger, that locked into these 2.5-3% interest rate mortgages, and there's no way they're selling their house at this time. There's no way. So the housing inventories aren't going to explode where you have to give your house away to sell it because every other brother's selling one. It's not happening. There's very few houses for sale in this area that I live. In my parents' neighborhood, there's not one house for sale. And when the house comes up for sale, it disappears instantly. So now in Florida, the housing craziness is still going on. So once again, the Fed, are we being played? Why is the Fed raising rates? Why is the Fed, what is going on? What is their really underlying goal besides to control the market more than ever? But at the same time, it just isn't happening. And what I do hear a little bit more of here now is that if someone goes to buy a car, buys a motorcycle, yes, the banks are definitely getting a little more strict on just letting anybody buy a car. But at the same time, the dealerships aren't by any means hurting on people showing up to buy cars. So now here's the next thing. UPS, the Teamsters Union, 350,000 strong, just signed off on a brand new contract where everybody's getting a very nice pay increase. I mean, and you read these articles, so the part-time people and minimum pay people are going to be going from like $15.75 to $21 an hour. The average top UPS full-time driver is going to average $49 an hour. So your UPS guys that have been around for a little while, they're going to be making $100,000 plus, especially if they get into overtime. And I know these stories. I have UPS friends that years ago were making 70, 80 grand on a good year, close to 100 grand a year. But this is what's incredible. The union president that negotiated this deal with UPS, they're talking about how the challenges of actually the shipping costs are more challenging than ever, and even to the point that the pullback in freight is actually happening as well. The consumers definitely are pulling back on buying as many things and having them delivered to their homes. So you just think to yourself, how does this make any sense that you just gave everybody a nice new pay package and your freight deliveries service has seen a lower amount of delivery, but this is what equates to you and I. The freight bill for you and I is getting ready to go through the roof. Everything. Once again, here's another example of UPS has kind of been the standard of the freight industry of kind of getting the freight rates per se. So all of your freight related items are going to go up even more. And yeah, so are we being played? I think we are being played the biggest ever in our lifetime. And what's the underlying goal of the Fed that the federal government's, Jerome Powell and the others around him, what are they trying to accomplish besides making this country the most expensive ever in our lifetime? I mean, I would love to hear other people's comments. Just anybody sit there and go, you know what, things are taming down. Lumber's not as expensive, but it's more expensive than pre-pandemic, isn't it? Right? I mean, everything pre-pandemic is more expensive. Everything. Tesla in China is being called out. So get this, the World Athletic Games or something over there in China. I don't even know much about this, but it's an interesting article that China is banning any Tesla car from going into the city where the World games are being played over there in China. And the reason is because the Teslas have cameras in them. And the Chinese do not want Tesla to be videoing and capturing, I guess, important information over there in this Chinese city. But yet, China is where Elon Musk set up shop. And that's where he sells his cars. Like half of his cars are sold in China. Yeah, but he's being banned from this certain city because the Chinese don't want any pictures or video surveillance of what's going on in the city during these games. It's just so befuddling. And here's Elon Musk, which the Twitter brand is being renamed to Xbox. I guess he's an Xbox guy. Is that what he was? I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me. So for Elon, totally revamping Twitter. I talked about this other day, right? And he's going to have the whole universal platform. But in so many ways, for Elon, he's kind of copying what's already out there in like China. China already has some apps and platforms that so-called go-to one-all shopping social network. So the running joke about Elon Musk is he just takes somebody else's idea. I mean, I'm just telling you. People will say, "Oh, Elon Musk, yeah, he's not this brilliant guy. He just capitalizes on somebody else's idea and then takes all their credit for it." Which in some ways you can look at different things, and I get it, but I give the guy credit. He knows how to be the guy to finagle money out of people. That's for dang sure. Yeah. So, anyways, just a real quick video this morning about, to me, I think we're being played more than ever. That I think so many people are just hoping and praying that this country goes broke so they can get their stuff the dime on the dollar, 50 cents on the dollar. But it just ain't happening. And I know for a fact that people who don't support this administration are only hoping and praying that this administration drives this country into the ground so that they can look at others and say, see what you did? I mean, that's what it turns into. And for me, I have no desire to see other people go through financial dire straits or hardships. I'm not the guy that has all the money to go out and buy up everything at dime on the dollar and 50 cents on the dollar. That isn't who I am. But at the same time, there's so many people out there that are just thinking that the day is coming when everything's going to be so much less money, so less expensive, but it's not happening. And the Fed continues to raise the rate. But it's not changing what you and I are paying for. And gas prices are going back up again. Yeah, the gas prices are not radical, but the gas prices, a barrel of oil, is now in the high 70s. It was down in the low 70s and even the high 60s. So what's that all about? I mean, why is the barrel of oil going back up? Oh my gosh. I mean, here's the next thing, though, that I thought to myself this morning. What's incredible is there's a whole story about the electric vehicle infrastructure, charging station infrastructure, and now it's starting to show light on how the electric vehicle charging stations are in dominant, wealthy markets, and they're not really existent in the poorer markets. So the demographics of electric charging stations caters more to, it's a no-brainer. I mean, I get it. If you're a business person, you're going to have to put these charging stations in where people have the money to buy these very expensive electric vehicles. And the poorer parts of the country and counties and states, they aren't seeing these charging stations because there's no infrastructure for the vehicles to be there to use them. So now it's becoming a hindrance. And what I thought to myself is, wow, the poorer people, as time progresses, are going to be looked at as a nuisance and a hindrance to the green agenda. Yeah, to the people that can't afford the new technology, the expensive electric vehicles, the new whatever it may be appliance, whatever it may be home-wise, that all is green agenda tied to their lifestyle, how they eat. The list goes on and on and on. The poor people are going to be looked at as a shameful. Yes, that's the next thing you're going to start probably hearing more about, is that there's so many parts of the country and the world. And it's already kind of going on anyways. The poorer countries are already complaining and putting their hand out all the time for green agenda money because they don't have the monies or infrastructure to change the way their countries operate to be more of a green agenda type of a government and a country. And so the poorer individual is going to be looked at as a nuisance because they can't update their car to be an electric vehicle. They can't update their air conditioning system to be more efficient. They can't update their house to be a solar panel home or a battery pack, electric, power to feed off the grid and repower the grid. I mean, there's so many things that play out. So, wow, isn't that something? And that's where it's all going next. Oh, wow, jeez. Who's steering the ship? I mean, come on. Is this the Titanic? I mean, all sincereness, is this the Titanic in motion? Where, yeah, does it come to an incredible crashing end? All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching the video. I gotta go dig ditches, trench concrete, and do 3 jobs and move a ton of freaking concrete today with the kids. So Jesus Christ, that's my day. Where's the manual labor? I mean, where's the manual labor? I mean, more than ever, what are people doing? More than ever, people want to sit at home and make a living. And for the manual labor people out there, I think they're starting to kind of get a little irritated. When you get into some of these articles about remote working and the infrastructure, and I mean, some of these manual labor people weigh in these conversations, and they're just really aggravated that they're out there having to bust their ass. They're having to be out in the field doing the blue collar work, while so many get to sit at home and sit behind a screen all day and babysit their house and make a ton of money. Yeah, I mean, so is the Is the working class division in front of us getting ready to be a separation like never seen? And so many people become jealous of those that get to sit home all day long and make a six-figure income, while so many others have to get out in the field, in the trenches, and actually go to work. I don't know. You got to wonder. So, everybody, thanks for watching my channel. Hope everybody has a great day. Stay tuned, and God bless. Stay safe.